Hello and welcome to this April 8th, 2010 video version of Invested Central's Chart of the Day. I'm Tom Boley, Invested Central's Chief Market Strategist, and it's my pleasure to provide you with today's Chart of the Day. This Chart of the Day is brought to you by StockCharts.com, simply the web's best financial charts. Well, today we're doing something a little different, looking at the NASDAQ 60-minute chart. This spans back to the bottom that was put in back in early February. I think it was February 5th, which was a Friday. You can see we pulled back, came down on the NASDAQ right to the 2100 level, and now over the last 2 months you can see we've risen from 2100 all the way above 2400. So we've had a really nice move to the upside. Just wanted to share a couple of thoughts here during this uptrend, because it seems like there's a lot of things in place that suggest the market should be topping. We've seen a lot of complacency. The market's been overbought. A couple of times along the way we've seen reversals. Look like maybe the market was done in the near term, and yet we've just continued to move to higher prices. So what I'm looking for is excuse me. What I'm looking for here is a little bit of confirmation when I think we could be reversing back to the downside. And until I see these things, I think we have to be on alert for some additional gains in the near term. Now, this reversal could take place at any time. What we've been reminding our members, our Plus members, our Premier members, is that when you take a look at this market, you have to realize there are a lot of risks involved if you want to remain on the long side. It doesn't mean you can't trade on the long side, but if you do trade, you just have to keep in the back of your mind that there are a lot of risks out there, and if things start to turn against you, you may just want to pull the strings back, sit on the sidelines, let the dust settle type of a situation until we get through it. But anyhow, a couple things that I'm looking at here. If you're looking at the NASDAQ chart, you'll notice a couple things. I've highlighted these red arrows where we've put in higher highs throughout this uptrend, and notice after each one of these higher highs, we've put in higher lows. Now, the last two lows, you can see we came right back down to about this 2380 to 2385 area. This, to me, is a critical area in terms of continuing to keep this uptrend intact on the NASDAQ. So if we were to reverse and go back down and take out, especially close back below the 2380 to 2385 level, I think this would be a significant crack in the armor of the bulls. So we're going to continue to watch this, but as long as we continue to see higher highs going in and higher lows, then I think we've got to at least respect the uptrend that's in play. The other thing that I think is kind of interesting is once we bottomed back here on February the 5th and we broke back above this 50-hour moving average, which occurred, looks like maybe around February 13th, something like that. When we made this move here, notice the MACD climbed above the center line, this MACD center line. Since that time, we have, for the most part, traded above the center line on the MACD. And what this is telling us is that the short-term moving average continues to trade above the longer-term moving average. And as long as we continue to see that, that means that there's bullish momentum in play. Now, anytime you break below this center line, whether it's an hourly chart, whether it's a daily chart, weekly chart, whatever, that starts to tell you that the momentum is shifting gears and moving in favor, in this case it would be in favor of the bears, to the downside. So the two things that I'm really watching right now, and again, this is just the NASDAQ chart, but you can apply it to any of the indices that you're following. I want to see the MACD continue to trade above the center line. If we break below the zero line and start trading back into negative territory, that's going to carry some bearish implications. And then also watch this price support, because if we lose both the price support and the center line support, then I think we may have a downtrend in play. I hope you enjoyed this special presentation today. Be sure to check out our chart of the day every day at investedcentral.com. While you're there, sign up for our free weekly Market Pulse newsletter and have the chart of the day emailed directly to you. Happy trading.